Welcome along to the shoutiest segment on Irish radio. It's the scintillating, it's the stupefying, it's the splendido crappy quiz. Every Friday we pit three of Team Off the Ball up against each other in our quiz of sporting factoids at the end of the week. Ger Gilroy is once again MIA, so it's Eoin here filling in for him because there was literally nobody else available, as tends to be the reason. Allow me to welcome tonight's contestants.
That was very impressive, Eoin. We should acknowledge, first of all, you just managed to do the full intro without looking at your notes.
You've been out of the quiz for a while. He's been doing this for weeks.
Oh, that is impressive.
Yeah. Week in, week out, like Harry Kane playing with that Spurs team. It's the people around me I need to thank.
Relentless brilliance.
Brilliance. They're all tap-ins.
When I originally praised you for that, your delivery was better that original time, initial time. You left a couple of words out there.
Did I?
Yeah, I think you did.
I don't think I did,
Dave. Three of Team OTB. Did that not used to be a bit lengthier? Was it not three of OTB finest minds or something?
Every Friday we pit three of Team Off the Ball up against each other in our quiz of sporting factoids.
That's the quiz you just read for this week then.
Well, no, I copy and paste.
I'm just saying your delivery was better the other time. Don't take it so personally.
Well, it's
and you can add a personal touch on. You don't need to be, mini Gilroy.
I'd have definitely switched station by now. Get on with it.
Well, at least I don't sing the intro.
Bloody hell.
P45 heading his way.
Good evening as well to our YouTube viewers. You don't have to switch station. You can just pause this video or just go onto a different channel, but don't do that. You're very welcome along. And allow me to welcome tonight's contestants. Our first contestant tonight was proud to see Prince Harry see the great game of hurling in action in Croke Park this week. He's always said that Harry is the wristiest prince of all time, that he brings a savage intensity to his diplomatic affairs, and he believes those rumours that Harry donated an entire room at the Kensington Gallery to the art of high fielding. A beacon of hope for the Commonwealth. It's Sheahan Stapleton.
How you doing, on?
Very well.
I'd love to see Harry line out for London next year.
He should do, yeah.
Christy Ring Cup.
Are we going to acknowledge that Stapleton has turned into a 14-year-old girl this week on Twitter?
How's
if
that?
I get 100 likes, I'm going to do this.
There was a bit of that, yeah. I've left myself wide open.
Late. I was in bed later last night than I normally would be, and you were still banging on well after 11 o'clock looking for this stuff.
For those that missed the hurling show, explain what's going on.
Right, so basically I did a poll earlier in the week, who is the purest ball striker in hurling? And I asked for suggestions in. I counted up all of the suggestions I got, and I ended up with four guys who were Joe Canning, Patrick Corrigan, Noel McGrath and Bubbles O'Dwyer.
Half of them from your county.
Two of them from my county. And so I was trying to avoid all suggestions of bias, and I got hammered for not putting in TJ Reid. Did the first poll. It ended up being Patrick Horgan. Did a second poll because Thursday evening some guy kept on to me saying TJ Reid has to be in. So I said if I get 100 likes before 8 a.m. Friday morning, I will do it. Within 50 minutes I had over 100 likes, so I had to do it again.
Wow, you must be really impressive on Twitter to get 100 likes in 8 minutes.
I must be.
He's an influencer.
An influencer, yeah. Wow.
Oh.
We're in Twitter.
You're also an influencer.
Here.
You were telling me earlier that you've never paid into Copperface Jacks. Why is that?
Because I won a gold card before I ever attended.
And how did that happen?
I won a table quiz in college.
At what event?
It was DCU Ladies GAA, 100 tables, and we won.
It's impressive.
Four of us.
It's a lifetime gold card, is it?
Yeah, like a gold card is for life. It's one of the old formats. They changed the design of the gold cards a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's one of the old ones. And our team before, a lot of us were 18 at the time. Of course, you got to be 19 to get in there, even on student nights, and never paid into coppers.
Do you have a gold card?
I don't.
I have
any description.
And I've never used it.
I have a gold card, and I've certainly used it. It's worn out at this stage, I'd say. The gold card.
Shane, you're been asked to move a little to your right by our fearless producer in the box.
In the middle seat tonight is a man who is firmly a Southside dub once again ever since Mayo got knocked out of the championship. The sight of those Colchies up for the matches in Croke Park this weekend will sicken him to the point where he's going to take all of their sandwiches and show them on the floor. He'll then spend the rest of the weekend in his D4 homestead doing things like thinking about polo and staying away from Houston Station. It's the Ballantyre bully, Nate Dog Murphy. Good evening.
How are you?
Very well.
I don't live in D4, just for starters.
Yeah, it's all part of the persona.
Issue.
You know.
I am bringing my son to watch Dublin tomorrow evening, though.
Oh, yeah?
He's decided he's going to jump on that.
Has he got a dub accent?
Bandwagon. No.
He must be
Premium level?
No, he's not getting any of that. Good stuff.
Just you'll be up on a premium watch.
yeah. I'll leave him down there.
Is he sending him into the hill?
Yeah, of course. If he wants to be one of those people, off you go.
Our final contestant tonight has been...
I'll be up drinking champagne and he's stuck in the hill by himself. It's ideal.
Just meet me by that turnstile. Around about 10:30.
Our final contestant tonight has been put through the ringer over the past couple of weeks with the drama on Love Island. He was like, OMG, totes emosh when Danny was shown that video of Jack, and he was like bawling for reals when Samira left the island. And He was proper fuming when Meg said Wes was her type on paper. He's going after Caroline Flack's job. It's Burly Dave McIntyre.
Did you write that intro?
Yes.
You know better than anybody where I am on Love Island. And you've just given away a huge part of the show there.
But
What do you mean? Where you are?
I'm around about June 24th.
Yeah, but it's not Game of Thrones.
Exactly. We made this point last week.
You just
Nathan.
keep up with it.
What do you mean?
If you miss an episode, you don't watch it back. You just accept your life.
No, I don't.
It's like the news.
They're all recorded.
You don't go, oh, by the way, I'm only at the quarter-final stage of the World Cup. If you could avoid talking about it for a while, lads.
If you had said it, or if Sheahan had said it, that was fine. But he knows better than anybody. It came up on OTBAM last Friday. In fact, we started and ended the show with Love Island. And I told you I was back in late June, and now you've just told me Samira's left the show.
Don't worry, I made it all up.
Oh, it's like that Friends episode where Joey's reading Little Women and Rachel says, no, Joe isn't really sick. Don't worry about it. And he has to put the book into the freezer. No, too young for you.
How little are these women?
Yeah. Are we talking like scary little? Oh my God.
There hasn't been many Friends references on the show, but that was definitely the worst one. No, that could be wrong. I just guessed. As ever, the format is a classic crappy quiz with 4 questions each. After 4 rounds, the trivia equivalent of the wet evening in Stoke is coming up. That's the rapid fire round. It's terrifying. Podcast a crappy quiz on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcast Addict, or offtheball.com. Give us 5 out of 5, even if you hate listening to this. And please send any questions you have via postcard to Crappy Quiz Quizmaster, Off the Ball Towers, Diggs Lane, Marconi House, Diggs Lane, Dublin 2. No post this week, so get your act together, people. Send us some postcards. I'm sure you're out and about and on holidays around the world. Round 1 is the boring questions round, never multiple choice. Question 1 for you, Shane. 1973 was the last time Limerick beat Kilkenny in Championship hurling. It was the All-Ireland final, and they won on a 121 to 114 scoreline. Can you name the top scorer for either side that day? So we're giving you a bit of an easier one here.
That's tough. That's pretty tough. I'll go... Richie Bennett would have taken frees for Limerick, I'm sure. Eddie Kerr surely taken him the other way. I'll go with Eddie Kerr.
Should have gone with Bennis, shouldn't he?
Second, you should have gone for Bennis. 10 points for Limerick.
Damn it.
Nicholas Dunn from Kilkenny scoring 7 points. Claude Dunn.
Damn it. I'd let myself down.
A hurling man.
Yeah, but look, I kind of floated out the Bennis one there, so I can always hold on to that later on. I don't have the points, but I've got that.
Yeah, that was a face-saving sort of mention right there, but still no points. Question 1 for you, Nathan. Russell Knox last weekend brought the number of consecutive wins by Europeans at the Irish Open. Name the last non-European to win the event.
Your specialist subject.
Last non-European.
Yeah, professional golfer, not from Europe.
So you said 14 consecutive European winners, which would mean it was 2004.
Something like that.
Has he enough time?
If you've
plenty of time. Don't you worry about the time.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to get a little bit concerned about the time.
I think there needs to be a buzzer here.
See, I know.
Really
I don't think it was that year.
What will producer JP do?
Going to go for Michael Campbell.
No, it was the year after him. It was Brett Rumford.
Rumford?
Ah, he was on the show last year.
That's sickening.
You spoke to him recently.
He literally came on the show at last year's Irish Open, former Irish Open winner, Brett
I
Rumford.
forgot he was on the show.
Would you toughy.
Would you consider that a brain fart?
Give him -1.
Minus, well, he didn't even mention Rumford like you mentioned Richie Bennis there, so, Dave, who did Serena Williams beat the last time she won a Grand Slam tournament in the final?
Specialist subject again. Serena Williams.
Tennis? Oh, I don't know.
You're a specialist subject to sport. You're a sports journalist.
Kerber.
Oh, no, it wasn't.
Okay, that's better.
It was Venus, at the Australian Open last year. So all 3 of you are on 0 points after an inspirational first round. Round 2 is the World Cup decider round. It's the World Cup final on Sunday, and it's time to test these guys' knowledge on the history of the decider. Question 2 for you, Shane. Which country has reached the most World Cup finals?
Oh, wow. It's got to be Brazil, Germany, or Italy. It's got to be one of those. Will you flinch with any of those? It has to be Brazil.
What? Germany. Germany with 8, Brazil with 7.
Those damn Germans.
I know, those damn Germans indeed. They've done it.
Wait now, West Germany and Germany.
Yeah, well, that's commonly known. That
No.
Them
I must insist.
You must insist what? This would only be an issue if you'd actually said Germany.
Are West Germany and Germany
No, but
the
you
same
didn't-
thing?
Yes.
You didn't say either of the
Yes,
Germans.
they are.
Tell that to the East Germans.
East Germany didn't make any World Cup finals.
I know. And they're two separate entities.
True,
so
but-
I'm going to take my point. I'm going to count it. And let's just move on.
By
shall
giving
we?
an answer that was completely unrelated to either West Germany or Germany.
All right.
Here, you're not in cooler now. You don't just get given things for nothing around here.
All right. Okay. What about? So does that mean? Damn it. How can I rationalise this
question.
for myself? What about CIS competed in Euro '92 because the Soviet Union weren't allowed in? If they had to win it, would you be giving it to
Russia, yes.
CIS?
I'd be giving it to Russia.
But it's different
You see-
as well, though.
See, rationalising that, that's pathetic.
Like, Russia's part of CIS, not vice versa, whereas West Germany's part of Germany,
I'll take my point.
not vice versa. So,
Brazil isn't part of either of those countries.
I'm definitely taking a point for that.
It's a rather embarrassing moment for all of us here. I think we'll move on to Nathan. Question 2 for you, Nathan. Name the last capital city to host a World Cup final.
So...
Carry the one.
5.
No, here,
4.
shut up. He's been talking shite for the last 5 minutes. Paris.
We'll see if you're right. No, it's Berlin. Berlin 2006.
I thought it was in Munich in 2006.
Yeah, so obviously Johannesburg, Rio, the last two. It's back to a capital city, of course, this weekend.
Great.
What's the capital city of East Germany? Was that Bonn? Or was that...
Who gives a shit?
Bonn was the capital city.
Bonn.
Of
I think it was Bonn.
No, that was West Germany.
Was it?
Yes.
Maybe it was East Berlin, was it?
It was Berlin.
Yeah.
East Berlin.
It was
or was
right
it Leipzig?
There, right there on the
knows?
line famously. There was a wall in there.
Who cares?
Keep up with your history, will you?
Question 2 for you, Dave. Which World Cup final holds the Guinness World Cup record, world record, for the highest attendance at any football match ever? I will accept the year, the stadium, the host city or country.
In a World Cup, is it?
Yeah, so a final of a World Cup holds a Guinness World Record for the biggest live crowd ever at a football match. Which World Cup was it? Which match was it? Which year was it?
1950.
Oh, what an answer. What an
Was it
answer.
Macarena or
Correct.
something, was it?
Maracana.
Yeah,
That's what I
Macarena,
was gonna
whatever.
go for.
Macarena.
That was obvious.
Yeah.
Good answer, yeah.
Proud of that one.
The
Handy
only
one.
other alternative was maybe 86.
Or
Yeah.
70.
Yeah.
Or
I was
70,
either going
yeah.
with the Azteca or the Maracana, and
Yeah.
I just thought I better go Brazil.
Azteca is second and third. Maracana with 199,000 people there in 1950.
Bullshit.
Yeah, the Azteca with 114,000. Like, apparently there was 175,000 paid-in fans, and a number of people went in without tickets. Some speculate that it's over 200,000 people at that match.
Is that true, or is it like there were 90,000 people that saw Munster beat the All Blacks in 1978?
No, I saw it on Wikipedia. It has to be true.
Well,
Oh,
I didn't think the Guinness Book of World Records just randomly gave out records for things that may have happened.
But in terms of tickets, I think the 170-something would have been the record anyway, and that the speculated figure is closer to 199,000.
Wasn't there a FA Cup final at Wembley that had a white horse out on the field to try and keep spectators back because there were so many people there?
The White Horse final.
1928? I don't know. Could have been.
Not a guess at all.
As I said, keep up with your
This
history.
has not been a good quiz for you, Shane.
It's been terrible.
In many ways.
Round 3. The
If you just
scintillating...
edit this, you'll never work here again.
The scintillating, stupefying, splendido Super 8 round. The Super 8s throws in this weekend, and as we finally get more football packed into 4 weeks than we've ever had before, this round will test your knowledge about the 8 counties involved. Question 3 for you, Shane. Which of the Super 8 counties holds the record for the longest amount of time between 2 All-Ireland football final appearances?
Ooh. I'm thinking Kildare straight away. Right, so Monaghan probably never won it. They never won it. They might have got to a final though. Who else is there?
No, they didn't.
Obviously it's not Dublin, it's not Kerry, it's not... It has to be Kildare.
Correct.
Boom.
Kildare, 63 years from 1935 to 98.
Didn't they have a guy, Larry Stanley, who won an All-Ireland with them in... What was that?
35?
Monaghan did get to a final in the 20s.
And he had won an All-Ireland with Dublin as well.
Right, okay.
There you go.
Interesting stuff.
History.
It's like you've read the quiz and not remember the answers, but instead you've done extra research on kind of ancillary talking points around the question.
He also doesn't sound fully convincing with any of his extra added facts. It totally sounds like you're just making this up on the presumption that nobody's going to correct you.
I would suggest that our listeners look them up.
Did Larry Stanley
Fact check,
ride a
please.
white horse as
You
well?
need to speak with a bit more self-belief because you finish every sentence with an intoned question mark.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah,
little inflection there.
1928, was it?
Dave, your inflection class has gone to the next level.
Well, it's like the 1950 final at the Maracana when the orphaned Pele turned up. He was only 2 years old as a toddler, and he walked in and he saw football and he thought, this is the thing for me.
The orphaned Pele. When I watch a movie with Pele's parents, both of them very much alive, he was definitely older than 2.
I need to work on my story game a bit more.
He was selling some blue pills as well.
What? You just
did that
need,
for Viagra.
you need to think before you speak.
No,
the rest of this
I
quiz.
refuse to.
Question 3 for you, Nathan. Which of the Super 8 counties won in All-Ireland first?
That's such a bullshit question.
You mean such a handy
based on
question.
That's his question. Which of them won in All Ireland first?
Yeah.
Kerry.
It's Dublin.
So
It's a
easy.
nonsense question.
But how's it nonsense? It's correct. It's like all based in fact. They won it in...
Did they win the first ever All Ireland?
No, the first of all the Super 8 counties. In 1891, it was the third All-Ireland ever, Nathan.
Tip win the first football All Ireland?
Who cares?
Yeah?
I think
Our
so,
producer's
yeah.
going to check that, I think.
No, Tip
Yeah,
I
Tip
think
wins.
they've been it.
Get this history straight.
That's
Question mark?
just the amount, like, it's like going to Dictionary Corner and Countdown, where you just add something to all the correct answers.
I'm starting to feel ashamed to be part of this production.
That was a crap question.
It was crapper than some. It wasn't the crappiest of all time.
Yeah, thank you, Dave. Question for you, Dave. Which of the Super 8 counties has experienced the biggest hammering in an All-Ireland final?
Ordinarily,
Any
you'd
questions
think
where,
Mayo, wouldn't
where
you?
you're guessing?
Are bad questions.
Like, unless this has happened in the last 20 years, Cork aren't in the Super 8s. They've got some awful maulings. Neither are Mayo. They've been hammered out the gate a couple of times.
It's uncalled for.
I guess it's probably the team that's featured in most All-Ireland finals, which is either Dublin or Kerry.
Timer?
Come on.
Galway.
Galway, he said. No, not right. Monaghan got hammered by Kerry 3-11 to 2 points in 1930.
I'm sorry. That is also a nonsense question. There's no way you're going to know the answer to that. It shouldn't be guesswork. It should be a question
no, he's
that
right.
you may know the answer
It
about.
shouldn't just be a
Like that
guess.
Should it not?
No.
Why?
Because it should be based on knowledge or
There's
questions.
8 teams, lads.
Imagine
about
how
it.
good you would have felt if you got that correct, though.
Yeah, but I would have, even if I'd said Monaghan was right, I would have known it was a guess.
Still,
So you don't get any satisfaction from
Based
that.
on no
You don't
sporting
think,
knowledge.
This is pathetic.
Did you not get any satisfaction from your correct answer in the last round?
That's because I knew the answer.
Yeah, well, good point. Yeah, true that. You did know the answer. It wasn't a guess.
Oh, I'm on your side.
Okay,
Crocodiles here,
so
lads.
you want
Button
easier
up.
questions from now on? Is it? Let's just have the crappy quiz union out here.
I'm not saying, I'm not saying
for next
easier
week.
questions. I'm saying questions that you either know or you don't know. Not that you can just randomly guess an answer.
Well, like you could have known that.
Who is going to
There's
know?
8 possible answers
those-
in all
so-
these.
no.
Process of deduction.
No, shut up a sec.
Disqualification?
Monaghan's defeat to, who did they lose to? Kerry.
Kerry, yeah.
Is that the biggest defeat in any All-Ireland final ever?
No, second biggest.
See, if that was the question, that's fine. What's the biggest?
What?
I don't know.
But
I can't remember.
of these 8 teams, so then you're just going to randomly guess one of the 8, rather than actually the question that would require knowledge is which team suffered the biggest ever defeat in an All-Ireland final.
This is his
Yeah,
meltdown.
it's-
This is his Rafa Benitez meltdown moment.
It's also kind of a guesswork kind of element to that as well. No, like, do you know who got the biggest hammering ever in any All Ireland, Dave?
No.
But he
there you
doesn't
go.
know.
But I would feel it's something I should know. Which makes a difference as opposed to just randomly plucking counties out
Because
of the air.
with an hour gone in this year's All-Ireland final and when Dublin are 28 points up against Kildare,
Are we still
Dave
on
is
about
going to be
this?
on commentary going, bloody hell, I know Monaghan was the second biggest.
I wish they were playing Monaghan.
Yeah.
Round 4 is the fun free magic number round.
It's all
Contestants.
fun for Eoin. That's the
It
problem.
is all fun free. It's been a very fun free experience.
Is
for me,
it
particularly.
1-1? Is it 1-1-0?
It's 1-1-0. Nathan's return to the crappy quiz has
Binary
not gone
thinking.
well. So contestants get 3 points for getting the number exactly right in the fun free magic number round. If no one manages that, the nearest contestant who doesn't go bust gets 2 points. The second closest gets 1 point. Again, I'm going to state that we can only accept the answer that's written on your paper. I'm also going to have to ask for your pens once the music ends. So if you don't mind, give us the following number. The number of Grand Slam titles won by Serena Williams, plus the number of medals won by Ireland at the Under-18 Athletics Championships in Győr last weekend.
Gold, did you say?
No, medals.
All right.
Singles, Serena Williams.
Yes, singles titles. Grand
Okay.
Slam singles titles. Plus the number of Irish golfers who finished T40 or higher at the Irish Open last weekend.
For God's sake, like he was up covering it.
Yeah, but also
Even watch it.
I know I could give you every score they finished, whether they finished T39 or T40.
Plus the number of goals scored by Romelu Lukaku in this year's World Cup. Your 30 seconds expires when Sinatra sings Bright Shiny Beads.
I have no idea.
So it is Serena's singles titles. That's pedantic.
What was the second one?
That should have been. The number of medals won by Ireland's athletes in Hungary last weekend in the under-18 at European Championships.
And then the third.
The Irish golfers who finished top 40. And Lukaku, how many goals he scored this year's World Cup. You have to throw in one curveball there.
4 curveballs.
I've got 4
But again,
curveballs.
the other three are things you would know the answer to.
You pipe down.
Yeah, well, I don't know. You either know it or you don't. To any question. That goes for every question.
I'm just thinking of the listeners, if there's anyone left.
22.
22.
30.
30.
29.
29. Well, Nathan, you did the best of all of them.
I know.
You get 2 points. 35 was the correct answer.
Joke.
So clearly your knowledge was up to something, or clearly the questions were suitable enough for you, weren't they? So the number of Grand Slam titles won by Serena Williams, how many does she have?
23.
23. The number of medals won by Ireland last weekend?
4.
4.
I've that right.
Number of Irish golfers?
0.
Is that 40? 4.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Dunn, Graham McDowell, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry, plus the number of goals scored by Lukaku in this year's World Cup? 4.
5. 4. Oh, 4. All right.
So Nathan, you get 2 points for that. You get 22. You were at 29. So you're up to 2, Dave. Nathan's on 2 and Shane's on 1 going into the
I would
final
contest
round.
that. West Germany and Germany. 2 separate
I'm
entities,
sick,
of course.
to be honest with you, I'm sick of all your shit.
After Nathan's nonsense. He's the worst.
If Owen
he's
was
worse than
starting
me.
to swear in the quiz.
Tear down this wall. No, not now. In 20 years' time, we figure out which was which. And are we going to count World Cups or are we not going to count World Cups?
You have to divide the furniture, don't you? Surely.
The rapid fire round. Our winner tonight is going to be decided in the round that separates the men from the boys, the Boris Beckers from the Boris Johnsons. It's a no theme in particular. Ridiculously easy rapid fire round. The score you get in this round will be added to your score in the previous round. There will be 40 seconds for everyone to answer from the same set of questions. We'll start with the person with the highest number of points, then on to the person in second, and then on to the person in last. So we're going to Nathan first.
Why?
Because he's got 2 points. Sorry, you are on 2 points as well. There was a coin toss earlier on, and if...
You don't sound convinced by that.
I literally do. If it's Dave versus Nathan, Dave...
Absolute bullshit.
It's true, Dave is down here on my
You get to go
page.
first. You won the coin toss.
The bullshit
Coin
has
toss.
served me well.
Dave, you get to go first. As I say, it's 40 seconds for everybody to answer from the same set of questions. It's Dave first, then Nathan, then Shane. Shane, Dave, you've got 40 seconds to start, and I am going to start with a Joe Malloy. What a goal!
What a goal! Oh, what a goal! Kieran Trippier, top right corner. What a goal!
Name the French Open Women's Champion. Name the French Open Women's Champion.
Kerber.
Correct. Who is the current UEFA president?
Oh, UEFA.
No, sorry, it's Hala. Incorrect. Nathan, who's the current UEFA president?
Infantino.
No, Seferin. Name the 2002 World Cup winning captain, Shane.
Gilberto Silva?
Cafu. Who currently holds the Tour de France yellow jersey, Dave?
I don't know.
No one knows or cares.
Brady's family hands.
Kildare.
So easy.
Does he win? Oh my god. It's the shittiest quiz of all time.
Are we done? Is the time up?
Don't air this.
Is the time up? Yes! I won!
What utter bollocks.
Yes!
I'm so sorry.
Fantastic.
You're a joke.
I'm so
You're
sorry.
a joke for Quizmaster. Get out.
2-1-0.
3-2-1.
All your complaining worked in the end. I've been emotionally broken.
Nobody added to that score. No one added to this score, did they?
I stayed on 2.
Quiz
Only
every
because I couldn't get a second question in to lose it again. I'll take it.
Nathan wins 2-0. Congratulations, Nathan. Up next, we've got some of the highlights from the hurling show. Giro will be back, hopefully, to take over in this show from next week. Hopefully, I'll never have to do this ever again. Thank you for your company. It hasn't been much of a pleasure. Thank you for watching. I know it's been tough. It's been tough for me as well. We'll chat to you next week on a Crappy Quiz.
Hey, hope you enjoyed that latest offering from Off the Ball. If you want to subscribe, and you should,
check out just up here. All our latest stuff is just down here. Generally, knock yourself out.